Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Finger Guns Podcast with Tony, Dave, and James. I am your oops, we dropped an episode on your heads, Jimmy, and I'm here with
Big T, Tony B.
And
lusting after Ana de Armas. Default.
Ooh, are you trying to hint for people?
That I'm lusting after her?
No, but what this episode is.
I think it's
know.
pretty fucking.
I guess
it's pretty fucking obvious.
If you
He's
click-
lusting
Yeah.
after.
You
If
clicked
you clicked it, you probably know what we're going to talk about. But if you have a pulse, you probably are lusting after Ana de Armas. I said Anna. Sorry, Ana. Ana de Armas.
Ana de Armas.
Yes. We have come together to produce a bonus episode for this new action thriller coming out this week, and it's called Ballerina.
Mm-mm.
Actually,
it is
well,
called Ballerina.
I don't know.
When we saw the movie,
don't
it was
know.
called Ballerina.
I don't know. There's
So
conflicting reports.
So the poster actually says from the world of John Wick.
So does Letterboxd.
Colon.
So does
colon ballerina.
Colin Powell. Ballerina.
I'm calling it Ballerina because when the fucking title card smashed at the end,
It
just
did
says Ballerina.
Say Ballerina, but
and the hashtag is
Now.
just Ballerina.
now, to be fair,
To be fair.
and to flex my my giant big dick swinging here, we saw this movie a month ago.
We did, yes.
I don't know what's changed.
This is true.
Maybe they've gone back to the title, Dave. I don't know.
So, depending on when you are hearing this, or depending on if you're nasty or not, it is called Ballerina,
Yeah,
or it is also called From the World of John Wick,
Ballerina.
Or probably in a few years from now, it'll just be called John Wick : Ballerina.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
makes more sense.
John Wick 6.5.
that Donnie Yen movie, is it from the world of John Wick : Kane?
Yes.
Yeah,
What the?
yes. But when you watch it, it's
Yeah.
just going to say Kane.
I think they'll come up with another title for it. Like you get
Like
Silly.
John Wick : Kane.
but really and truly, this movie should be. Remember when X-Men came out in like 2099, whatever the fuck it was. The
2099.
2000 or 99.
Oh, okay. 2000.
2000. The Bryan Singer thing.
We don't talk about him.
Yeah, we don't. But that one. And then when they put it out, they also released X-Men 1.5.
I do remember that. Yes.
I had the 1.5.
So did we.
Oh, good. It's I guess the
But-
only one to own. But what I want to say is this similarly probably should have been John Wick 3.5.
This is correct.
Pretty
colon
much.
Ballerina.
Yeah, that
This is
sounds
correct,
'cause-
accurate.
Chronologically.
Parallelina.
Parallelina. Oh,
I like it.
that.
It just rolls off the tongue.
Ballerinanum.
Parabellum. Ballerinum.
Ballerinum.
No, the other one.
No,
the other
the other
one was
way?
better.
Parallelina.
Yeah. I was just gonna say with that
Parallelina.
X-Men thing, we had a box set,
Ah.
so they did call it X-Men, but it was very
Yeah.
clearly they just like repainted the discs
Yeah.
because you still
Yeah.
popped it in, and it was still
Yeah.
all the stuff was the same.
Yeah, of course.
Either way, John Wick 3.5
Yeah.
Ballerina.
That is chronologically. Well, you know what? We didn't smash. I don't know where I'm going to put our theme song in here. We just kind of dove right in. I don't care anymore.
Insert theme here.
Okay. Dave said it, you heard it. So there's our theme song, I guess, that I just put in there.
I was about to say, edit this out.
No.
We can't talk about the rest of this episode.
No. No. Have you guys watched Chapter 3 in a while?
I haven't. I did when 4 came out. Just before 4 came out, I watched all of them again. So
Okay.
it's been recent
It's
enough.
been recent
Yeah.
enough. What about you? Have you watched it recently?
I can't remember the last time I've seen it.
Okay. Because I watched John Wick 4, what, like a few months ago?
Finally, yes.
Finally. And then I watched John Wick 3, I think the day before we saw Ballerina.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So I had caught up because I was like, I had heard it was around that time. So I'm like, okay, this will help. And then they add in bookend scene, or not even bookend scenes, just random scenes in this
drop
movie
shit in.
that are part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just throw things like, okay, let's break down Ballerina a little bit here, just to give you a little bit of a lay of the land. We've been saying it's John Wick 3.5. There's a reason. We'll get to that. But
Yes.
the main thrust of this story is we follow Ana de Armas, who is a part of the Belarusian factor of the assassin's world of John Wick. So in John Wick
Eve
3...
Macaro.
Yes. When John Wick...
Eve Macaro.
Thank you, Dave. When John Wick in 3 goes and, he breaks they break the cross and she's talking to the ballerina head, essentially, that's, you're watching a ballerina in front
Angelica Houston.
Yes,
Oscar winner Angelica Houston.
Oscar winner Angelica
Who
Houston.
looks significantly older in this, even though no time has apparently passed.
I don't think she looked that much older.
She did. She looked visibly different.
Yeah. Ian McShane also.
Well,
looking...
Ian McShane, you know what? They didn't really...
He ages like a fine wine.
They didn't do anything with Angelica Houston. It's just Angelica Houston now.
Yeah.
Ian McShane, they made his hair black.
Oh, at the beginning.
At the beginning, his hair is black.
Oh my God.
And
Yeah.
then later,
so...
it's white.
But he's like significantly more like wrinkles on the face. It's like, I see what you did there.
Yeah. So this movie is about Ana de Armas's Eve Macaro.
Thank you.
Seeking revenge for people that killed her family, I'll say.
Yes.
So the very beginning deals with that, and it's very straightforward chronological. It's a straight line. There's no jumping back and forth here. It just starts off with she's a child. She witnesses a pretty horrific thing happen. She gets taken in by Ian McShane to this school for assassins, essentially, and also ballet dance. It's both. In case that wasn't clear in John Wick 3, they do both. And so Ian McShane is got ridiculously jet black hair in this opening scene, and then later on he's just Ian McShane again, as you know him. Except nothing else changed in that. It was jet black hair and regular Ian McShane face. And like, I can't really... His veneers are too much for me to accept that he's like 20 years younger.
You know what? It's fun. If we would be complaining about them CGI de-aging
him. Yeah.
Like at least they did. They changed his hair. Okay,
And they made him wear a turtleneck to hide most of like his gullet from swinging in the wind. So it's fine. They did what they could. So then you flash forward and, she's trained to be a ballerina and an assassin at the same time. She goes through her trials. And then all of a sudden, you dead drop a John Wick scene into the middle of this movie to sync it up to John Wick 3 when he comes to seek passage to Thing. And then there's a clearly dropped in scene that never existed before where only the two of them are standing in this small corridor. Nobody else is around them. And they have a very small conversation.
Yes.
And then we continue.
That's kind of useless.
It has no bearing on anything.
Really
they talk about choices and consequences. It's just so that they could do a callback to that line later on.
Well, yeah, it's all about consequence. Consequence. We get it.
Yeah.
And choice.
And choices.
Choice, yes. And then it plays out like a regular revenge thriller.
Pretty much.
Until John Wick comes back again.
Yeah, from that point on, she's up against a massive force. She's up against an immovable object, let's say, and she's got a huge uphill battle to climb against. She starts succeeding with her training and help from various things that you can use Continental coins at. We get a new Continental Hotel.
That one was cool.
With that really cool door.
Yeah,
I want that door.
It was a very cool door.
I don't know what I would use that door for, but I want that door.
I don't know. That sequence was fun. You get, what's his name? Norman Reedus.
Yeah, Norman Reedus
is
shows
in there
up
for a brief minute for inexplicable reasons other than to,
He's
again...
just there.
It's
to push the plot along.
It's to push the plot along and to tie thematically back to her trauma that she experienced as a kid. That's it. And then again, we continue on and the revenge thriller continues going. She finally finds the group that she needs to seek her revenge on.
And then John Wick
shows up. And again,
most of that last act is in the trailer.
Yeah.
Which is disappointing.
Yeah.
Like straight up disappointing.
Yeah, from the moment John Wick shows up to the end of the movie, it's pretty much in the trailer.
Yeah. Which sucks because there's some really cool stuff in there that I thought was really cool, like the flamethrower.
Yeah.
But a lot of that is in the trailer.
Spoiled for you already, yeah.
Which is the raise. Because, like, I knew Norman Reedus was in the movie.
Yeah.
But I don't remember Norman Reedus in any of the trailers.
No.
Nope. And it kind of sucks, right? Because like the big shot of the big shot in the movie is like the flamethrower when she gets the flamethrower in, and then she's fighting back with the hose.
Yeah.
Right.
The
hoose.
Yes.
To me, that's
the
noozle. That to me is the money shot of the movie, and it's in the fucking trailer.
Yeah,
I hate when they do that.
Yeah,
like why do you like? I know you're trying to put butts in seats and stuff, but like leave some of the money for like the grand reveal.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't know that thing was coming, I would have been off my rocker, been like, that's fucking awesome.
And I think this is where the challenge of this movie comes in overall. I think we've kind of said it, but like the fact that John Wick is in this movie in the capacity that he ends up being in this movie, and the fact that when you look at the trailer, most of it centers around that. I don't know what this movie used to look like. It's hard to say.
Yes, because they had to reshoot a good chunk of this movie. There's been conflicting reports about how much has been reshot of this movie.
But I think it's pretty clear from the moment that John Wick shows up in the back half, for sure, but even probably the entire sequence in the back half.
Yeah, I would say that's been changed.
Changed, but the John Wick bits are 100% new because Keanu's interacting with nobody except Ana de Armas. Literally nobody unless they're on a phone.
Yeah.
And even then, not really. Yeah. Even when, the big bad calls in Jandani to come up there and help, which throws my whole timeline of everything off completely. I have no idea when he had time for this side quest in John Wick's 1 through 4, because those take place like back to back to back to back. But
well, I assume it's when he got off the boat.
Sure.
Remember, because there's like a whole little bit where he's on a boat.
To where?
To like Europe, right? To go meet up with Halle Berry.
That's in Morocco. So he takes a quick detour to like Sweden and back?
I guess.
I don't know.
It doesn't really make sense. And
he shows up on a single train car also.
He still had all his appendages.
Yeah. He didn't lose a finger yet.
Right. And then Angelica Houston doesn't get her hands mutilated either.
True. Yeah. That hadn't happened yet either. Right? So again, it has to be somewhere in there. John Wick, I guess, had time for this quick side quest after he used them for help to leave, but before everything else.
Semantics. They added him in to make it more of a John Wick movie, and I think that is what the problem with the movie is that it's not special enough. It just feels like every other John Wick. It just feels like a cookie cutter John Wick movie. But
it doesn't, but even to that, it doesn't even feel like fully like a John Wick movie, because like the bits with Ana de Armas leading up to this are going quite well, I thought, in some of the ways that she was handling the action. She is explosive heavy. My God, this girl is chucking grenades left, right, and center.
Using doors and anything to like block
bodies to block it. Like
she's a fan of grenades and she is a fan of sharp objects.
Like that bit in the weapons arms dealer guy's shop where she literally just throws a guy over a table, lights a grenade, and like survives the
uses the table to
it's nuts.
I want that table, man. That seems like a pretty sturdy table.
Pretty sturdy fucking
or
table.
Presses the guy up through the door, holds the door, and just it's
that part's in the trailer too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there was cool moments happening, and then I don't know, anything that Keanu showed up in, it just felt like he was sleepwalking through it. He was just like, all right, well, guess we're here to do
he's
this.
Fucking tired, man. John Wick was fucking tired.
It's because he shouldn't have been here.
The one part that really pissed me off is when the focus completely shifts from her to John Wick. Like there's like a 2-minute bit where it's just John Wick going through people. I'm like, it's not even his fucking movie. Why is he getting a solo?
What do I care about
Why
him?
is he getting a solo thing? I know he can kick ass.
Yeah.
When they go after him, you know he's just gonna go through it, right? Yeah. Why are you
more Keanu is still good enough Keanu.
I totally understand it, but this isn't a John Wick movie. This is a Ballerina movie. Like Ana de Armas in
From
the
the
ice
world of John Wick,
from the
though.
world of John Wick.
Yeah.
John Wick, Ballerina.
Even Anna in the ice club, like that
Yeah.
whole sequence, like when they're slipping and sliding and they're like fucking ice skating at one point, like
That was weird.
it was weird, but like that was fucking cool. Like I feel like the if you're gonna make a spin-off, then just fucking commit to it.
Yeah.
Right? And if it fails, okay, then we don't need a Kane movie. Even
Yeah.
though Donnie Yen's gonna fucking light the screen up. We're gonna get into Donnie Yen later, but foreshadowing. But like like if you're gonna commit, then just fucking commit. And if it doesn't work, okay, it doesn't work. Then make another 97 fucking John Wick movies. It don't matter.
Yeah.
But don't inject him just to make sure that you earn a buck. Because like it just takes away, and it honestly does a disservice to Anna, because this is her movie. She shouldn't be sharing the spotlight with Keanu. This is her time to shine. It's her
And
character.
she does.
She lights up the
She's
screen.
amazing.
She's fucking awesome. Give me no more 97 more Ana de Armas fucking action movies.
Like it's literally like that 10-minute scene from No Time to Die.
Exactly.
For 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
not as stylish, obviously.
Not as stylish,
Yeah.
but like she's still lighting up the screen, and she's so like I was worried about her being in a lead role, because she doesn't really get that many lead roles.
True.
Right? So this is her first like real legit lead, and it's completely undercut by Keanu's presence.
Yeah. I agree. I think the movie is doing something maybe not different, maybe not new or unique, but it's a pretty serviceable revenge thriller for most of the movie, but it just derails itself when it starts shoehorning other things in that don't need to be there. Like it was doing fine. I don't know, maybe the ending was a bag of shit. Like I have no idea what it used to be.
It must have been bad, because it's very clear that this is new. And it also feels different.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned this ice skating dance club thing that was, it's strange, but it's a vibe and it's interesting.
Yeah.
And if that feels different than the third act feels like a John Wick movie.
Yeah.
Then there's another scene that's the aftermath of her taking out her target.
Yeah.
And it's really, I liked it a lot. Like, you don't get as much action because you're just watching like, what the fuck? You're just like, what the fuck happened? Type thing.
Yeah.
Oh, but I still thought it looked really cool, and it kind of gave her kind of a little more allure and a little more mystery, and
I guess
it keeps the budget down, guys. Like,
it does.
Let's keep the budget.
Does.
Like, let's keep the budget down. I like
it does, but I think the gag went on a little bit too long.
That's fair.
Like
the gag
it was
does go
such
on
a long, drawn out shot where you're following her all the way from the bathroom to the elevator. I almost forgot about that scene. Thank you.
She's picking up her knives.
And she's picking up her knives, which is,
but there's flavor to that. That's a different thing than John Wick.
Yeah, it just overstays its welcome a little bit.
That's
like it
fair.
took like
That is
ages to get to the elevator. I'm like, I get it. You kept the budget down. I get it. She's picking up knives. She's picking up her like 16th knife. I'm good.
Okay,
it was
that's
funny
fair.
6 knives
That's
ago.
That's fair.
But it was different. To your point, like it was.
I just like that there's a different
thing,
a different feel to it, and then once it starts feeling like a John Wick, like yes, you're coming to a John Wick movie to watch a John Wick movie, but it's a spin-off, and it should feel at least somewhat different. It should feel like there's some sort of difference here.
And I don't think they gave us some, but you know how, in the John Wick universe, even in the first one, there was quite a bit of, maybe the second one a little bit more so, but the first one, they were already like, the world was being fleshed out for what it could be. The coins, everything else, you kind of understood what was going on. In this one, I got a little bit of an understanding about the Belarusian sort of assassins, but I didn't get that much more, because then it just went straight back into John Wick. You got the coins, you got the arms guy, you got the Continental Hotel, you know the rules, blah, 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 blah. But they didn't explore as much into this. They had some good character scenes with Angelica Houston, and, there was a lot of good dialogue exchanges about like, implicit truces that have been set up over the years and things like that. But like, I still, like, if you're doing a spin-off movie and you're calling it Ballerina and you're basing it on the Belarusian sort of assassins, then explore their history a little bit more. Don't just like leave it basically in the same. I don't know any more than I did in John Wick 3.
Like, you're right.
What is these? What's the cross? What's the totem? Even the tattoo thing was just kind of like briefly, and she earned her tattoo, and it's like, okay, but why?
There is a couple of yada yadas.
Yeah,
because it hits the ground running, and then it just keeps moving, and they clearly cut out some bullshit here and there. Yeah. And it's also the problem of all the John Wick movies past part 1 is where they just keep building it up. And it's the fun is in not knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need to keep going.
No.
The fun's just not knowing.
Yeah.
The simplicity of you killed John Wick's dog. He's upset. Revenge.
Yeah. Yeah. Even, when we mentioned it, even the Norman Reedus bit felt a little different. Like, the whole angle that the Belarusian assassins have is that they're protectors. You protect your target. We got that a little bit, but not fully in this movie because it gets sidetracked and then becomes a one-woman army kind of movie like every John Wick.
She has to fight like a girl.
Yes.
That's a key.
Yes. But in the Norman Reedus bit, when he's there, you do get to see that a little bit of her trying to, cover her target or cover her asset essentially and keep them safe and, move in that manner. But then they just drop it right after that. It's like, okay, that's enough. Thanks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's some other backstory stuff that they kind of bring up suddenly near the end that you're kind of like, oh, let's do more with this. And then they don't.
No.
So then that just reiterates my point that if you're going to commit.
I agree.
If you're going to do something that is John Wick adjacent, then cool. Have him in the background though.
Yeah.
And try some new things.
Yeah.
Because if you're just going to fucking reiterate John Wick, just give me a John Wick sequel.
Yeah. Just call it John Wick 3.5.
They are making another John Wick.
Of course.
I don't know. That is a whole other thing. That just proves my point that chapter 4 was useless. But I'm in the minority for that.
You are in the minority for that.
I mean, I'll see. Once 5 comes out and we watch it, because inevitably we're going to watch it. I will revisit all of this again and see. And maybe I'll shove Ballerina halfway through and see how that plays out.
Let's see where Kane ends up to.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Just like pause Parabellum halfway through the movie.
Yeah, once he goes
start up again. Fucking Ballerina.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
Here's what you do. You watch all of Parabellum up until where it goes back to the States.
Mm.
Pause it there. Then watch Ballerina.
Yeah.
And then go back to Parabellum.
Yeah, that's fair. I can
fair.
deal with that.
Because then his side quest could be anywhere in that section.
Sure.
There, right?
But you should also watch the opening of Ballerina first, because that takes place years before John Wick 1 does. So
this is true.
Oh my God.
This is true.
Release the super cut, the super fan cut where everything's in order.
Yeah, could you imagine?
Jesus.
But
bring back John Leguizamo.
Oh my God, yes.
Please don't.
I thought you liked him.
Yeah,
bring back Common.
Oh, Common. Yeah.
Mm.
No, wait. He killed Common.
No, he didn't.
No,
he keeps him alive.
No, I thought he dies on the train.
No, he's still living. He's still breathing.
He's still breathing. What about the backpack guy with the dog?
Backpack guy.
Yeah.
He's in 4.
He's in the 4th one.
Oh, backpack guy with the dog. Yeah.
Bring that guy.
I thought they were setting him up for his own movie.
Yeah. Seriously.
No.
We could get there. Who knows?
What's from the world of John Wick? Backpack guy with a dog.
What's wrong with backpack guy?
I don't know. What is
one sec? Just because I want to look up backpack guy.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Like, I just wanted them to commit.
His name's Tracker.
Of course.
Nice. All right. I like Tracker.
I just wanted them to commit more. I wanted them to take a risk.
Yeah.
They're not going to, and I feel like they took a risk, and then the execs saw it and they said, "No, back it up."
Yeah.
Right. This is too, like, the audiences aren't going to like it, and that's the problem, and that's why we don't get original things anymore, because people are afraid.
People are going to be coming for John Wick.
Exactly,
you need to put John Wick in the movie.
You need to put John Wick in the movie. It's a John Wick movie. Keanu needs to show up.
Yeah.
Right?
It literally does feel like with the way that they handled it, it does feel like a sitcom spin-off from back in the day, where like the one character would spin off, and then occasionally like someone from the original cast would come like, remember this movie's great, and it's very much like John Wick just comes into this and is like, hey, this is from the world of John Wick. See, hi,
I'm John Wick,
and then just leaves.
I want to talk about Tracker again. He also goes by Mr. Nobody. This gentleman's name is Shamir Anderson.
Yeah,
he's a Toronto boy, and his brother is Stephen James.
That is
neat.
Neato.
That is neat, right?
Neato, gang.
Neato, gang.
And he was in Luckiest Man in the World, or in America.
Yes, he was.
That's fun.
I liked his character in that one.
Yeah, he's one of the ones who actually makes that impression.
Exactly.
Anyways, now that we veered off track
way off
even
track.
more,
but
I thought Anna's. I do want to reiterate that Anna is great.
Of course.
In this.
What did you overall? What did you guys? How would you guys land on this?
I thought it was fine.
It's aggressively fine.
Like
when we were watching it, I was like, all right, come on now. But I was expecting something awful, and it was not awful. It's not good. It's just
fine.
It's enjoyable. It's great on the big screen. There's a lot of action set pieces that are pretty awesome. If you're a fan of John Wick, like, you know, it has those John Wick-esque action moments.
Yeah.
Need more Gabriel Byrne.
Yeah.
Most movies need more
Gabriel Byrne.
Yeah.
Yeah, I land with you on that. But again, I think all three of us kind of walked in going, this might be hot garbage.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's not. It's serviceable. It's fine. You can go watch it. You probably will have a good time in a theater if you like John Wick movies.
It's a throwaway action movie
that
that should feel more special than it is.
Yeah.
And that's the problem that I have with it. It should be more special.
Yep.
And it's not.
It's not. It's just more of the same, except
not.
They're not committing to either one fully.
They're playing to the hits.
Yep. Yeah.
And Lance Reddick comes back. That's nice.
Yeah, I like
Lance Reddick's
sort of
final bit
on screen,
yeah.
and he has a couple good bits.
Yeah, like don't expect him to be in the whole movie, but he does show up a few times.
Yeah,
he's there, and you know he's doing his concierge stuff. So we like this, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll
watch it again.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not opposed to the movie, and I'm not disappointed by it. It's just I do want it to be better.
Yeah. I'll wait for VOD. I don't think I'll rush to the theater to take Melissa because
we're not rushing back. Look, if you haven't seen it and you love John Wick, just go see it. Like you'll have a good enough time.
Exactly.
If you're kind of like I don't know, then just wait and watch it on VOD. It's not huge either way, but I mean,
it's not a must.
It's not a must.
It's not a must make or break.
But it's also not so bad that we're telling you not to see it. Go see it if you want to. And I think that's those are our thoughts on Ballerina.
Yes. Our very special bonus episode on Mr. Armas's Ballerina.
Yes.
And I checked on Letterboxd, you motherfuckers. It's just called Ballerina.
Oh, did it change finally? Yeah. Thanks for letting us come out and see it early.
Yes.
That was quite nice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you to Touchwood for having us out early on this.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to experience it and provide our feedback and
signing our firstborn on that embargo.
Yep,
it's true. We have been waiting to talk about this movie for quite some time.
Yep, could not say anything based on that 8.5 by 11 full page embargo that I signed.
Tony, what you think of the movie? I'm embargoed. I'm sorry.
Can't say shit.
Can't say anything.
But now we can, and now you can hear it first ahead of the movie coming out, and we're very excited to share this with you.
Yeah, so it'll be out. It's I guess its preview night is tomorrow, Thursday, but it's out
fully out
on Friday.
Go check it out if you'd like.
Yeah.
But until then, I'm still Jimmy, and I'm here with
Big T Tony B.
Yeah, and
definitely still lusting after Ana de Armas.
Fair enough. We'll see you on our next episode.